What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. What's up? And my mic, for whatever reason, still doesn't work, so we're gonna have to deal with this terrible mic in my computer. I'm just glad that I have one. Pretty lame, but it's what it is. So, what went down today? A lot of shenanigans. It's pretty nice, you know. Didn't get too much out of London, which is pretty nice for some movement. We got the FOMC coming up in a bit. I have no real hardline bias. It's always a gamble on these days. We just want to see what materializes between 2 and 3 p.m. and then try and figure out what we're going to do. So, we have scenarios set up, and we'll get into those in a minute. I'll go over my short this morning. It was recorded. It's on Twitter. You can see for yourself. It's not cherry-picked. It's not hindsight. It's just using the same logic that ICT teaches us. So we're considering, in the morning, we got this idiot box here, right? That guy there, and I know it swept it here, but it was 721. That's not what I'm looking for. And then this would be, well, this would be the low of the idiot box, okay? But because I'm after a more low-hanging fruit objective rather than wanting to see full and being greedy on the move, I aimed for here. So that was terminus for me. But you are doing the entire idiot box, okay? Like, mark off the high, mark off the low, it binks one, snaps for the other. Now, if I would have held a trade or held a runner on here, it would have never come back to my entry, ever. And then subsequently hitting a target. Now, I don't want to hold through all that. And I know the pre-FOMC is going to be ruthless. So I just wanted the obvious trade. That's all I wanted. Just a little piece. It's like a little baby shark in the ocean. Take a bite and run away. So you can see that right at 9:30 we have this stab up into here. And you can see that that's where my execution is. So this was ICT turtle soup short, and given the time that it was, I was looking for sell side liquidity. So what happened was it came down and started trading down, and then it dabbed up. So once it snapped down here, you can see that it starts coming back up and it starts digging into this fair value gap with no wick there on that candle. Digs in there, comes back down, dangles around for a second. You can see that I had 2 more contracts down into there. Snaps down, dangles around here for a minute. I covered 2 here. 1 here. Excuse me. No, I moved that take profit. It was either this nipple or this one here. Yeah, I think it was that one. I covered 2 here. Yeah, that's correct. It was this swing low here. So I did have my limit order, but I moved it. And then you can see it snapped into that. And then I covered 1 down in this wick or tail here, and then held the last one for terminus. And that was the trade. And then after that, it did this forever. It's not that I don't have the mental capital for it. It's what am I going to expel? You know, if I'm looking for a trade and I'm looking for something obvious and specific and it's very obvious, then you have a trade, right? But don't stick to the plan though, right? Hit your low-hanging fruit. Yes, if I would have held, I would have had to hold that recording all morning and, But that was good enough. I'm not upset that I missed out on that extra little bit. That was beautiful. And then, yeah, hit, run back up, grab the buy stops. 2022 model here. And I believe this was ICT's short here into sell side, into the target. The obvious target there, the middle of the fair value gap in the daily time frame. I mean, why wouldn't that be obvious? So we've hit that, and now we have a model. So let's see what's going on. That's yeah. When you zoom out, it doesn't look so great, does it? So if you zoom in, it's like, yeah, we just dipped into a discount, hit the rejection block, fair value gap, and now we could be running up and just keep going forever. And that could be. That could happen. But it's not looking like it. Now, this level up here, this is the ICT romance level here. He's been after that sucker for a while now. If you've got a double top below target, that's generating liquidity. The chances of it coming up here are like 98%. I'd like to see it done before 2. We do that before 2 in the next half an hour, and we're going to dump so hard, so violently, everyone's going to feel it. But there's also this annoying area up here. So let's go check out the daily time frame. I'll show you what I mean. We're kind of sitting in equilibrium, right? We're kind of in a premium-ish, and we've got this obvious buy-side liquidity pool, and then another obvious one here. That is a university-grade double top here. Okay, so there's going to be a fat pool of liquidity in here. I don't want to get in the way of a freight train. So when I say it's really tough to frame it one-sidedly that it's coming up here. Why? Because we have order flow showing us that it's to the downside, and these up close candles here between this high and that low, these are the only 2 up close candles here, and we can't get above the midway point of this order block here. So it's showing weakness. So if it's gonna freak out, it's gonna do it real violently and run out that top easily. But if it's heavy and wants to pair orders with these guys, then these guys, and subsequently these guys down here, which is what I'm really aiming for these fall months into the winter, it will likely grind. It will grind. It won't be violent. It will grind up there, create the idea of resistance, bank into that buy side liquidity pool, and then start selling off. So if you go to the weekly time frame on this new contract, we haven't even hit the order block yet. But on the previous contract, we did. So we are dabbed now into that new week opening gap, which we should definitely have on our charts. And put your quadrants on. So that is going to be like our measuring stick. I see order flow, institutional order flow bearishly right now. We've got a swing high and a premium at an order block here, and we look like we could be developing one of those now. And this would complete the delayed protraction profile for the month, which I would just love to see this thing fall. I don't even care if I'm in it. I just want to see it fall just to watch it play out. Because that is gorgeous. Like, I mean, if we were playing this in the 15-minute, we'd be like betting the farm that it's coming down here. At least to that candle with no wick or no tail. That's what I want to see. Look at this week so far. It is, what, Wednesday? And this week has done squat. So, big 2 large range weeks. We could have a nothing burger week. That is on the table. FOMC could be the biggest nothing burger, and we could chop up and down, grind people left and right for the rest of the week. And I would blame that banking holiday with non-farm if that was the case. 4 hour. Somebody was doing a nice long off this fair value gap today. Good job. Good job. You didn't need squat. All you needed to do was buy that. Good job, buddy. And you did in your practice demo account, and you did, and you're in the money. That thing is up huge. Man, imagine playing the open, low, high, close of a 4-hour candle in your 4-hour time span that you're permitted to look for trades, and nailing it and understanding that you're playing a 4-hour cycle. Wait till that hits you. What's up, foos? The king of all foos right here, Hansen. Activated. And yeah, we won our trades today, so bang, winners. She binked my 50 tick stop and went for my target. Dang, and there's my favorite little troublemaker, the problem child, Wild Berry Crunch. Thanks for joining, buddy. There's your juice box. Where's Love Learning? Oh. 50 push-ups, Wildberry. I love learning. That's hilarious. Somebody should go message her and say, yo, we're on YouTube. Yo. So let's check this out. Ooh, 137. See that spike down? Ooh, what happened there? 137. That was amazing. So we banked into these buy stops here. Hit that, my entry. Almost. Hit that bearish order block here. And then it just snapped down at 137. Why? Why, I tell you. So let's study this because I wasn't expecting that. Off near, welcome to Pump Down. Time for Fed Folder Nothing Box. Man, that would set up next week so good. If we did that, I would adore it. So let's just cross-reference this with our 15 minutes. So we've seen some sensitivity here. We used this fair value gap already, and it already hit buy-side liquidity pool and this bearish order block here. So let's look at something below the market. Now this is fine. This guy here, well, that would be gray. And then, you know, if we were bullish, we wouldn't want to trade back beyond this at all. That would be like an ICT level safe haven. And when you see him doing his deadly executions, that everything just works out and it's so perfect, it's off the higher time frame arrays. So this is where he'd be in his 15-second chart, dry humping these order blocks and fair value gaps that just work out so dang perfectly. So this would be where he would put his stop loss. You know, somebody in his Twitter was just like, how do you know you're not gonna get stopped out putting it that tight? It's funny because it repeats, bro. So this is kind of like our line in the sand here. If we're gonna trade back below it, we'll be looking for the purple box. Speaking of the purple box, okay, this morning in Twitter DM with you guys, I was saying study your order flow, and we were in the 5-minute chart. And at the time, we were in this little bit of price action here. So once we hit the higher time frame array, the fair value gap, and banked into that pool there, right? This seen displacement. It took a swing high here and created a fair value gap. So there's the 2022 model, right? Equal lows, rated, doing the thing, okay? That sent it to buy side. So I was saying aim for this and have that level on your chart. It's likely going to want to come and bink those guys. And I was looking for that drop after, but in the bink. That didn't happen. So once this started failing, now if we cross-reference that little chunk of price with the 15-minute, here we did get the close above. Right there, taking that swing high, signaling it could be a shift in structure. So hunt your order flow. That was the whole point of this morning, was for you to study order flow and its scammy nature pre-FOMC. So that after that started collapsing and we're back in the 5-minute, we've got The same thing ICT uses is the balanced range. What makes it balanced? It has one single clean pass and no other trading. So he would be using this as a safe haven until he hits his sell side pool. And I guarantee you that was the nuts and bolts to him entering down in the breaker block here. So, yeah, it started trading. So once this was offside and the 15 minutes started to get railroaded, I was mentioning, you know, aim for the purple box now and hunt order flow. So the candle closed below, everything's doing its thing, and then ICT takes a trade and boom. It was hitting the lunchtime macro because it just did this all morning. You know, you got a pretty, that's why I say sometimes you can extend your hunting time to noon, because you can find a pretty killer setup if New York didn't do the thing for you yet. And the 11, so you look at 1050, right? There's the 11 a.m. macro, starts running. So there you go. He wasn't live, he just recorded a trade. He was watching somebody else trade, and somebody else was trading along and off the double bottom. And so ICT faded him and went short and then covered at a stop loss or something like that. Just proving that the logic he teaches works. Just checking out this candle here. No tail. So if we can SR flip that, we'll likely come into here. Yeah, I don't know if he's mad at me or he's just trying to preserve my own mental capital for me, but he didn't even like my trade. He used to like my trades all the time and retweet me. And he hasn't said squat to me this year. I don't know what's going on. Yo, Michael, if you're watching, shout out. Yeah, Anson, you were seeing a Reaper, but like, it's nothing works until 3 p.m. Okay, this is all gonna get walked on. Everything's gonna suck, and it's gonna be trash until 3 p.m. Especially in the after 20 minutes from now. And you can see that, you know, there was a trade, right? There was a. If you are fluent in being able to read price, time based, you can find setups. As long as you're content with enough, or you're going to accept your fate if you take an L, you can trade. But the lot of you don't know what you're doing. You're still chasing candles. You're not following the model. You're trying to recover losses just on a whim. That's not how you trade. That's not it. So at first you practice discipline. And then once you start seeing things, you'll be like, oh. I love it. My one student, he was Stan. He goes, why do you say not to trade Fed days when Fed days move so awesome? I just started howling. You can't tell that Fed days move awesome unless you know how to read price. You know what I mean? So that was the cornerstone to his, or the tipping stone to his career, I guess. Turning point. He's like, I see how nice it is. Well, how do you know how nice it is if you can't read price? Anson, yeah, I just wanted to cover a tiny loss from yesterday and got profits. If you're doing it strategically, it can be done. Absolutely, it can be done. But if you're just going, okay, that candle's moving, it's just gonna go up, and then I'm in right now. Watch what happens. Watch. You buy that. I just bought that right there. Watch what happens. I bet you any money it turns around. Oh, now I'm in negative. Now I'm sweating. Oh, now it's looking like a bearish order block. You know, you just start panicking. Okay, now it's at my entry. I'm just gonna close the trade, and now it'll rip. Very hard to reprice today for me. Yeah, it's like that. It's like that today. It's just an absolute butt nose. So we got 15 minutes till the shenanigans begin. Now, typically FOMC at 2 p.m., it kind of just stays stagnant. Doesn't really do much. And then at about 2:30, that's when the real violence begins. See what I mean? So if you would have bought in that candle trying to get a loss, thinking, okay, just hit a bullish order block. Now it has to run up to that a double top. You'd be pissed off. You'd be in the negative now, right, White Wild Berries? Boom, you just lost your trade. So how many ticks is that down from that top? Well, it's 75. Hey, Master, nice to see you. And tendies. I love tendies, bro. Nice to see you in tendies. Word up. I'm going to give you... Wow, I don't have any tendies. I need some more members so I can put some more emojis in here. Good morning. I guess it's afternoon now. It's still morning for me, though. See, 10:46. I'm glad I'm just taking a break and studying. That's the best thing you could do ever. Give yourself some wiggle room, man. Good night, 8 p.m. You go to bed at 8? My kid stays up till like 9. No, I'm just bugging. Good night. 1:47 a.m. See, you're already up too late, buddy. You're going to be cranky tomorrow. Let me know if I should move my retirement into safe bonds. Oh, I need a Fed alert. So I got to write these down. I need a Fed alert and tendies. Yeah, a tendy alert and a Fed alert. So I do have a Apex funded account loaded up on another screen just above the one that I'm showing you. Sometimes my thing glitches out and it will just sign me out, and then it'll give my name and my friggin', depends on what account I'm on, it just gives my account number and stuff. So if you're in the Twitter DM Pumptown or 99, you will be able to see screenshots of my executions today. If I take a trade, I will let you know exactly when I'm entering, when I'm exiting, where my stop loss is, long before it happens. If it's in agreement with anything that I would want to see. The last public live I did, I took 2 tiny L's and shut her down. So I'm hoping that this will recover that. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but when I'm live publicly, I get my emotions, they screw with my brain. So I'm going to see if not having my account on here helps. And I'm just going to look at the screen as if I'm just reading price and then execute in that fashion and see if this helps. So it's just a little bonus you get being a Discord member. Captain Edge, man, it's been so long. I'm actually really happy to see you. Thanks for joining. Thanks for sending me a DM. Yeah, so that being said, what are we expecting for the Fed day? Well, I really couldn't tell you. But if I was going to guess, I would say ICT will see his targets. Now, I've seen it before where ICT did not get his targets and didn't get them for a long time later and never claimed victory on it. As good as these methods are, it's still only probability. So I have heeded that he wants that high, but at the same time, it's like, is he gonna get it? Okay, maybe. But I'm looking at the chart right now, and when I zoom out, I ask myself, who's in profits right now? Like currently, right now, who's in profits? The longs. The longs are in profits, and the shorts right now, who were blessed enough to get in here and stupid enough not to pay themselves, they're choking right now. So will we see one of these big massive days and run up, bink that, and then slap down? Or do we dive into our old day opening gap and then start making our way back on up here? I can't tell you for certain. These days are gambles, and that's not a weakness. Being able to sit and do nothing is an absolute strength. Letting price tell you what it wants to do, because even for banker level traders, they're sitting on the sidelines. It's like non-farm, not for professionals. NFP. So we let price tell us what it wants to do. You don't go in there like that Sato guy and start full porting your hard work and then get wrecked live in front of everybody and then delete the stream like other people. I won't even bring up their names because I know they'll never know who I am. But they're out there. So if we break that, if we ride up first and we break back below this, I'll be looking for a short. If we dip and touch this or the purple box and we make the model, I'll be looking for a long. That's it. I feel like such retail Rick. It could go up or it could go down. Check out all these lines on my chart. Stasy's on the 99 Discord with Sam. You got your own Discord, friend? Hell no. You almost made me swear. I'm an exclusive snob, dude. You can only find me in the 99. Oh yeah, I've never been able to do this and hit big fat dabs before, so this is new to me. Welcome to the new show. What's up? Oh, what time is it? Well, we got 5 minutes. Okay, hold on a second, guys. I'll be right with you. You know what I love about COVID? The best thing that ever happened come out of COVID is you could just order groceries. It doesn't get any better than that. Well, let's check it out. We're almost there, guys. I'm so surprised ICT didn't want to do this today. So my final answer, dip and rip. That's what I would like to see. A dip and rip, and then a really, really big, massive dump next week or tomorrow. But just for today specifically, that's my guess. And as I say that, I feel like I should have went backwards. Rip and dip. Man, it's so tough. Wreck and rip. That's awesome. Yeah. Yep. Dip and rip. That inverted head and shoulders likely to see a cookie for a short second and then just freak out. So it's low risk September for me, and I'm only in with 2 contracts, risking 50 ticks for whatever move comes in. One hit, and I'm done. One hit wonder. Friend, I hear crickets. Bro, there's crickets outside my house all day, bro. For real. And they don't never shut up. Especially when price is boring. I had one in my garage last night. It was so loud. One more minute. Who's got excitement? Who's got that adrenaline rushing? They're just like, what's gonna happen? All the other dorks, they're all in positions already. They're like, it's gonna go this way. The other guys are like, it's gonna go that way. And they're both gonna get wrecked. And then they're gonna make some dumb excuse as to why they lost their trade. Oh, the market maker seen me. He knew I was there. I'm special. He watches my YouTube. I'm such a big deal. Whipsaw. 10 seconds. Remember, the 2 p.m. one is sometimes, often the limp one. And then when he comes out at 2:30, that's when it starts getting weird. Boom. Oh, dip and rip right to the orange box. Right to buy side. The shorts right now, they're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. This is why I'm losing. Oh, I guess the basis points were bullish. I guess the negative numbers had a positive impact on the market. Boom! Into the new week opening gap. Okay, now do we hit consequent encroachment? That's what we're looking for. That's our measuring stick right there. Okay, if we start seeing a sharp rejection from here, it's likely going to go run after all the longs right from here. Okay, we see now we need a 1 minute candle to close above that to continue to ICT's target. I wouldn't be surprised if it did it in the next 35 seconds. Not even a little bit. Okay, that candle has to close above consequent encroachment. It's all about the close. Because remember, it can generate more shorts by using that as a resistance point. 4, 3, 2, 1. So the 15-second made it up, hit the top of it. So if we start running for this fair value gap now and leave that high alone, we're likely going to fall for a little bit. So we'll be looking at rate. I was looking for one more little dipsky poo there. So how does it react now? Two, one, close. That's a swing high. So the next two candles must take out that swing high and run out ICT's targets if it's bullish. It's got to be these next two. Otherwise, it's bearish. And we'll save that high for maybe 2:30, just a later date. I don't know when. But I know this thing likes to generate the idea that it's really, really bearish at these levels, specific levels, and then run those suckers out. That's insane. I know, this is what you've been missing out on, worrying about stuff that just has no bearing on anything, wild berries. This is why I get so frustrated with you. Just submit, bro. The markets aren't what you think they are, and you think you know everything. So now we've dabbed into that fair value gap nicely, and we have not traded back above. So we're likely going to see the midway point of this, and that's going to be our next measuring stick. How does it treat it? So looking at this quadrant, it didn't really close below there. So we could still see, still 40 seconds, a lot can happen. Just looking in the 15-second chart, top left here, there's no fair value gap. It's all balanced, meaning that if it's going to come back up, it's going to be ruthless. There's no fair value gap to stop it. Little baby double top right there. So how do we treat that little thing? I would kind of like to see that if before continuing, like the midway point of the fair value gap there. So one more dip. I'm looking at this candle right there, how it treated it. It's seen sensitivity off of it. Looking for a swing high. Nothing broken yet, but that is a fair value gap right there. So that's the swing high here. What is it? How does it treat this guy? Does it remain intact or does it start trading down? So looking back at this guy here, does it run it out or use it as support? One more. No, it hit the wick. I'm good with that. Oh, it didn't even touch it yet. Dangling. So the 1 minute did close above that down close candle, swing low in our discount here. Or sorry, not discount, in our fair value gap. So I'm looking at this tiny little volume imbalance in here. Boop, so how does it treat it? So look at it run out, sensitive. Getting that little dumpski poo, taking that little pool of liquidity here. Remember, there's so many gamblers and chasers in here right now. This is why we wait. This is why we wait. So we'd expect some kind of a retracement if it's going to chop after sweeping that sell side pool there. Boom. Now where do we close on a 1 minute basis inside of this fair value gap? 15 second, couldn't get a close below yet. 7 seconds. So now we're looking for a swing low right here to materialize. We want to see price run up and run for this double top right there, right below the new week opening gap. Or what was that? Yeah. If it's bullish. This could be the start of a beautiful dump. Two rates below expected. What does this mean long term? Nothing. Those numbers don't matter. They don't do anything, dude. Stop thinking that those numbers mean anything. They mean nothing. You don't need to know what your pal's saying. You don't need to know what the numbers are. None of that matters. Basis points, cuts, hikes, none of it matters. Clearly. The markets go up. That's all they do. They go up. There's periods of dips, but all they do is go up. You ever see those old men in your city, in your neighborhood, and you always heard people say, yeah, that guy's got old man money? It's because that guy was just a tiny bit smarter than everybody else, and he just put his money into the market that just always goes up. You just look at any chart, it goes up. Go look at the NASDAQ. Go look at the continuous NASDAQ, NQ1. Punch it in, press enter, and go and look at that thing. It just goes up. Tesla, anything, weed, just freaks out. These guys at the banks and stuff, man, I tell you, these guys are the biggest morons ever. Here, we'll give you like maybe this much of your money. Just keep it here, bro. Trust me, bro. Banks are the trust me, bro, of support. That's funny. Take the indicators off your charts, lecture 7 ICT. Yeah. I had to tell one of my students that today. I was like, yo, bro, right click, remove indicators. Do yourself a favor. So we broke that swing low in the 1 minute time frame in this fair value gap here, now hitting this breaker. It was a bearish order block at the time. And then it got a lower low. So this has now become a bullish breaker block. So let's see if we can find the model in the 15-second chart here. If we do not, and we start losing it, we'll start looking at lower levels. And the double bottom right here in that purple box just below here. So you can see the 5 minute is just losing it. So that gap right there is going to be absolutely salient moving forward here. I'm taking this stuff off. Okay, it's too much. We already know what we're looking for. Order flow to kick in. So see how sensitive we were in snapping below this guy? And now we've retested the daily open. So I'm looking at this candle here with no tail underneath that swing low right there. And no, I'm not interested in a trade yet. I just want to see that price action's in agreement and it's moving properly and there's not a lot of big deep retracements and giant scam wicks. Like, I mean, it already did it. It did what it's supposed to do right there. It already did it, so that's fine. Now we just want to see price be nice. Be a nice guy. So we do have this. If we can get a close below here, yeah. So that's our bearish breaker. And so the purple box, is that level there. So 38 seconds, we need to close below the open, so the yellow line here. Minute fair value gap right there. Ooh, so it's spiking on up. This is what it is to see how ugly price is going to treat you in the future. So the 5 minute not getting a close below that guy there, but it did offer sell side in there. So we'll use this fair value gap here as a measuring stick. If it starts trading above there, we'll start aiming for ICT's targets again. Do you have a direct class on risk management ready to find you in the 99? That is actually free in my YouTube playlist. Free mentorship. That thing is timeless. Put it to use and it has risk management in there. You can also go to my mentor's risk management stuff. Essentially, it's the same. In 21 seconds, I'm seeing some bearish order blocks here that I would like to see hold. That's enough. That's all you get. 10 seconds, trade down. Downer. Nope. So now that we've closed above half this guy, it's showing some strength here. Even if we see a dip from here, it's showing strength. Premium discount on that range there. This is what we call the idiot box. I left the house, did $1.5 above it. So this is a bullish breaker in the 15-second. This is one in the 1 minute. So if you were looking for a bearish setup right now, this is where you would want to take a short. If you were convicted that price was going to dump to those equal lows down there, this is where you would be looking for a short play. Maybe even in here. That's like premium style. That being said, it's not time yet. This is where I'd be looking, but not when. Seeing this fair value gap right in that 1 minute chart. Yeah, right there. I paint it blue when I want to see it run out. So if I was anticipating price to want to come up here, I'd paint my order block blue. And that's what I'd want to see railroaded, just in case you were wondering why it's not red or green. Sandy Man, yeah, it's all time based, buddy. The charts are time based. Price is delivered by time. And the numbers have no effect on how the market moves or what it's going to do. There's no concrete, there's nothing. The economy's been in shambles, and Bitcoin and NASDAQ made all-time highs. So, I mean, come on. These things people tell you about the markets are not real. They don't exist. You make them exist. Just like that deadly meme you made me, bro. Thank you so much. That was the bomb, man. That was like the best gift anyone could ever give me. You're the reason I really wanted help for seeing bear setups. I mean, just hang out for a while, man. So we did see the order block binked above decently. I was looking for a little deeper of a dig, but it didn't want, so we already used that fair value gap as support. Let's see what happens in the next 40 seconds. You know, if it loses this, that signals that it's chopping out. It's not ready to run. That's like if we were gonna come up into these equal highs, fairly soon, we would not lose this fair value gap. And likely drop to this other one down here. And I hope it does too. I hope it drops right into there deep. Just to prove a point. Because people be chasing this right now. You know they are. So what does it do as soon as they start? Oh yeah, for sure. It definitely looks like that, and it might play out, but it's kind of time now. So we got 6 more minutes ish until 2:30. There's another rank, usually another violent maneuver, and I hope that what I want to see is us at 2:30 launch out of this idiot box, because this is where all the idiots get wrecked. So happy I'm studying. Amen, bro. So there was, that fair value gap here. Couldn't close below half of it and made a swing low. So maybe we continue on this little journey now. So this would be internal buy side liquidity. Is bull. CPI was more fun than this. Yeah, just 5 more minutes, buddy. Hold on to your horses, Mr. Impatience. Captain Mr. Impatience. Internal buy-side liquidity, meaning inside of the range that I've delineated there. So if we were to run up really aggressively, that would be an external range liquidity run. You're welcome. You're funny. That 1 minute did get a close below that volume imbalance there. That shows me weakness. One more stab up and then a vicious drop would be sweet. So there it is, the stab into the fair value gap here. Reading back to equilibrium in the range. Nabbing out that little swing low there. Just bait setups, you know, like if it was just before 3, I'd be like, yo, let's buy that. But no. I want to see it not do something I'm expecting so I can show you how terrible it is on days like today. Yeah, the crickets are chirping now. The box has appeared. Yeah. 4, 3, 2, check this out. We just closed the bullish order block after taking liquidity. What do you think happens next after we hit this inefficiency down here? Two more minutes. You're so funny. Did I say buy side? I think I meant to say sell side. Maybe I did. Burn. Three, two, one, blast off. Wow. You gonna catch up to go with that nothing burger? 10 seconds. We can close above this down close candle. Might continue. That was limp. Oh my goodness, if we drop right now, I would giggle so hard. Of course we have chili sauce, man. We're not savages. Thanks for saying that, Captain Edge. You were the reason why it went up. Ten seconds. Just slap it right upside the face. That was like a boop. Okay, right here, do we see this puppy just start freaking for his targets? This is when you'd want to see it happen. If it starts trading down now, there's not enough liquidity for the big boys to get fills. That's why might not be ready yet. So they'll generate some more resistance-like ideas, trick more traders, big dummies into going short, and then run them out. Where's Canada? It's North Mexico. So it's just above Central Mexico. The world needs to hear this. The world already does hear it. They don't care. Oh yeah, we're definitely. Oh yeah. Igloos. So the 5-minute candle, oops, here, closing strong, not seeing a wick. Oh, a little one. It's cool. So we would just want to see us continue on our journey. Even if we dip a bit, that's fine. Where would we dip to? You know, obvious places. So this being what we would consider a bullish breaker for now. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I've been waiting for. Movements like that. Not these piddly little wiener candlesticks. And then someone will say, he touched his chin and flapped his elbows, wiggled his toes and his tail. And the market moved down, signaled to all of his buddies that it was going down now. So we close back below this guy. Okay, signaling weakness. So what will we be looking at? This fair value gap again at the midway point. We got to leave this range or it's not going to do anything much. Oh, bam. Now how do we treat that? Do we keep on sinking? And then we were looking for this guy here. So we'll permit it to come up to this fair value gap here if it wants. It's fine. But we're trying to identify that it's in a price run now, right? Especially with that nice movement there. This whole zone's a trap, buddy. If it blasts through that fair value gap, it's showing me that it's not ready to run in any direction. We're busting through PD arrays both ways. And we're not trending. This is where you guys who are new to this is where you're getting trapped. You don't know this. You're not looking for the signature that it's ready to go. You're just like, okay, that's a bullish order block now. I'm going to take it. It took liquidity. I'm just going to go long. And it's bullish now because it has to be. And this is where you likely get squished. You're not waiting for the thing. It'll do the thing, you guys. That's the whole point that we make. It will do it when it's ready and it will be obvious. So this is that fair value gap. Now how do we treat it? We would like to see it start sinking if we were bearish. No, you totally could be on point here, Timmy. Absolutely. And I have my call. What I wanted to, my guess. I don't know if you were here for it, but my guess this morning. That was it. That was all I was. That was it. Right before, about 2 minutes before news release, I said, okay, final answer. It'll drop just to rise, and slapped into my targets. The orange box and the new week opening gap. So that's all I wanted to see. From here on out, I'm just, talking ish and hanging out with you guys. Notable, the 5-minute down close candle. I'm actually going to refine this fair value gap here. and use that. So 20 more minutes of this garbage, and then we can start to see, and price again will tell us if it's ready to run. It'll do things. It won't just sit here and do this garbage. It'll actually do stuff, and it'll move, and then you'd be like, oh, it's moving. Okay, buy a down closed candle if it's going up. Yeah, by the way, that deadly call, that was just a guess. Like, that's all it was. It was just a guess. It could have easily just did the exact opposite, ran up first, and then started tanking. Easily. And could have looked stupid. So, FOMC, CPI, and non-farm, when I do my guesses, that's all it is. I'm like 50-50. So now that I see that sell side has been taken internally here and in here, I want to see it drop into there, and how does it treat it? Does it touch that and dive for the midway point? It kind of got rejected. Oh, I would take that. I would take that as weakness. Even if it banks back up, sure. So what I want to see now, remember I said notable 5 minute, right? Okay, the 15-second looking beautiful, the 5 minute looking beautiful. Now we'll look at the 15-minute. So we got 1 minute, and we'll see what we do here. It's all on a closing basis. Can we close a candle at that blue 19,697.50 level? Now I'm looking in the 15-second chart and going, okay. Not, oh, son of a gun. What? Say what? It looks so bullish. Oh, this would be so funny. 7 seconds. Just take a nosedive. Ah, you wimp. So do we open a bearish vacuum block? No. Not really. I'm at odds here. I don't know. I can't tell you. It could go up or it could go down. It can take this fair value gap and launch to ICT's targets easily from here. Just completely gone. And in which case we have one more 15-minute cycle where we can start looking for a trade. And let's see if the 15-second will start giving us some clues as to how we can treat this next hour. These next 4 15-minute cycles. So look at how we're digging into this buy side pool here. And remember, keep in mind, we're in a discount now of the range. We just kept going premium discount, premium discount. Okay, so now we'd be looking for a long. So what would that look like? Well, we need a fair value gap here. Okay, now that we've snapped through, we need a nice close above 4, 3, 2. Yay. Good enough. Now can it make a fair value gap? That's everything. That's everything. That's everything. It's the fair value gap. So it did. Made a fair value gap. Great. Boop. And we'll include the volume imbalance because we're smart. Okay, so 2 minutes and 50 seconds, bottom left-hand corner, 5-minute chart. We're above opening price. I hate longing up here, but I'm considering checking it out. Just because price is in agreement with everything that I want to see right now. Once we stab into this wick, it's on. That right there. Once we touch that red line, I'm gonna be looking for something cool. And we couldn't do it. Follow the rules. Back in that fair value gap. Don't force trades. Make sure you know what the heck you're doing. And look at that beauty. That's not in agreement with what I want to see anymore. We close below half that fair value gap. That's it. That's it. I'm done. I'm done till we leave this box. Unless it, again, shows a nice ebb and flow. So that candle right there to the left, right there with no wick. It's going to get a wick. 5-second chart killer. Yeah, man. I mean, if you're, it's flowing. Now it's moving. It's starting to get its butt moving, right? But that 15-minute cycle we're on is looking ruthless. And that's straight up indecision here. At equilibrium. Fancy that, huh? Yeah, if you're just playing premium discount in the range, you're up a lot of money. You just sell short, buy stops, and then buy, sell stops. You're in the money every time. It doesn't even matter. So that 1 minute did get a wick now. So I want to see this thing start moving smooth, or is it still going to be just an idiot? With this movement, I'm pretty much just at default market. I just mark it in on default, buddy. Very rarely do I use limit orders. And it's for no other reason than when I'm trading, I'm really dialed in and focused. And like, if I was trying to get, and you can see that in my execution today, I got the absolute top of that one candle, waiting for that candle's slippage. It does this little thing where it'll move, like if I'm going to short, the candle will move down a little bit, and that's where I'll hit short because it's about to pop up one more time. And that little bit of time difference, you can catch that freaking absolute top or bottom. I had one where just last week where I caught And actually, admittedly, that was a limit order, but I caught 2 ticks near the bottom on a short. It's just, I don't know. It's just all about you, man. How would you do it? How do you like to do it? So you probably never considered this, but let's say you were looking for something very specific, right? And that specific thing ended up aligning up with your analysis. So you would be, okay, I think price is going to hit this low here, and I'm going to enter in on this tail here. So you could leave a limit order there with your stop loss and your take profit, and then you could just literally sit back with your hands up and do absolutely nothing but let your trade play out. Don't touch it. Make that your rule, because it should be. That's what you should be doing. And there you go. Hey, peace out. I got the 150 ticks. Ciao. See you later, buddy. So we have now entered the macro. I see some instructions going on here. So let's keep this little thing alive here. We do have a bullish order block and a discount there. We could start making our way up here very soon. I see people falling off. Hilarious. But I do have more likes than watchers. Thanks, guys. That's pretty cool. So now that we're up here, I'm looking for this candle to close above that candle here. So remember earlier saying I want to see a dig up into that line, the top of that candle. Boom, we got it. We got it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got it. So this is going to be somewhere where I will be looking for perhaps a long play and just a very, very low risk play. And I'll let you know what happens. I'm looking at the 1 minute and I just want to see order flow continue. So I will permit it to come down some and come and touch this candle here in that line specifically. So I'm looking at this guy here. I want it to hold off from snapping in through here for 40 seconds more. Don't go up there yet. It looks like it's just gonna freak. So 30 seconds. Let's see here. Wow, that's quite a few tickers. Awesome, awesome. Thank you. Stay down there. 10 seconds. Okay, so I'm in. And I caught a little bit of slippage there on that dumpsky poo. And I'm going to sell one. I should be doing it now at 40 ticks just because. So right there, 60 ticks. Oh, 73, there we go. 76, I sold one. Take profit at ICT's Romance. I don't know why my stop loss didn't trigger, but stop loss pretty much just below entry. So now that I'm in a trade, I am going to, and I'm in on the 5 minutes, so I'm going to watch the 5 minute chart, and I'm going to walk away. I'm going to walk away, and I'm going to go up and enjoy a cigarette and not stress out and Care Bear stare. Yeah, I know who the hardcores are, that's for sure. So, I was able to profit $250 today. Yay! Sticking to the model. Sticking to the model and buying a down close candle. I was able to take $250. Pretty cool, right? So now that it's closed below that up close candle, I would like to see a dig up in there into here specifically. And the 15-second looks like it's started its little runski poo there. So we're at the lower. Yeah. This is awesome. Damn, I should have chased short. No, I'm just kidding. But that would have been a beautiful entry if I would have caught it. We haven't left the zone yet. Oof, look at that. Look at what would happen if you're chasing price right now. It's coming for you. Not surprised at all. So in the looking for that here. That was that new day opening gap, or old day opening gap. Ooh, that 15-second looking pretty swank here. Would like to see, if we were bearish and going into the gap down here, I would like to see this railroaded immediately. It's going to be violent right through this candle. Do the Tom Petty. Free falling. Looking for a little snap right through this guy here. This is a bullish order block, so we could bounce off this guy. I mean, we did close below it, below half. So even if we do see a little retracement, I'd like to see a violent rejection from any sort of up movement from here. Yeah, like right here, it just starts sinking. Harder. I'm not really falling for it. If that's the thing, that is the weakest looking thing I've ever seen. So it's like minute and 10 seconds. I like to see it start like continuing on its journey. Just gonna double check reference with the day here. You know, we're trying to break through this fair value gap here. And that's what we're fighting right now. I mean, we've used it a few times, so I would expect that it would want to get run out here. Let's run a new 5-minute cycle. See if we can continue this journey. I didn't miss much. It just basically, you'll have to watch the replay. The beginning was the best. Took a small trade, just letting it do its thing here. Look at that little punch it did into the buy side liquidity pool. I love that. A little punch and a rejection. I just flipped that box though, and that's not cool. If I was looking for upside, this is how I'd want to see it start developing. Unless we run this consolidation out real quick, but that looks like it wants to rip. Man, there's no way we're going to get a 15-minute Tilly out of that. I'm just going to use the midway point as the opening as the midway point of that fair value gap. Wow, eh? Now, in the next 1 minute, if we can close above that candle, I wouldn't mind that. It's looking likely. Crazy. 30 seconds. Okay, I'm going to use the open as or near another entry. Right about there. And I'm just going to go in with one contract. Give myself a decent stop. I just want to be a part of the move. If it's gonna rip, I just want to be a part of it. And looking for the romance there. I am down with it coming all the way back down to there if it wants. Oh, I want to keep that on though. That's a breaker and a unicorn and a 5-minute order block. 15-minute, just took sell side, dipped into that order block and seen sensitivity. It's tough not to want to take that. Yeesh. Just hit 336 on demo. That really nice. That's pretty sweet, dude. It'll be the next area to SR flip if we can get up there. So my stop loss essentially is right at the lower, right here, the bottom of the green shaded area. Man, it was nicer moving during the time we weren't supposed to trade. But we do have a 20. We have an order block with a fair value gap, which is great. If it's our breakaway gap, even better. That means that we don't trade into there. Jeez, right. Oh, I'm stopped out. That was nice. And I'm done. Sign out, recalibrate, now what? Well, that beauty's getting walked on, so I guess we'll just keep traveling back to the gap. Holy. Oh yeah, totally wrecked. Everything was working out good before, and now it just seems like it wants to eat people alive. Yo, what's up, buddy? Just looking at it, doing nothing and chopping everybody's lives up. Waiting for something cool to happen. You see this in the 1 minute, but it's got equal lows here. It's terrifying, bro. What do you do? Making the Wendy's logo, right? No one shows or tells a loss. I mean, 1 win, 1 loss. We pretty much break even. And I mean, if price was in my favor, it would be friggin' gone by now and never come back. But it's just chopping. You know, this is where everybody dies, is right here. When it doesn't want to move. That's why I got the daily on. Look at it. It's just, where's it going? We got that and we got that. It's stuck. So now that we're in that fair value gap, I guess how do we treat it? That's also a bearish breaker. 2 minutes and 55 seconds. It's only really impressive if it closes above it. Let's see if this thing gets railroaded. It's gonna have to be pretty dang obvious for me to want to take another trade. We're still inside this stupid range from the news driver. Right on, Wild Berry Crunch. It's a sharp drop. I think I'm gonna end it there. This is boring the hell out of me. It just doesn't want to run. It was looking great. So 1 win, 1 loss, whatever. Welcome to FOMC, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.